All right, Shalom. Start first by giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to the elder apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the house of David the elect. Shalom. Um, just want to go into this net neutrality right quick. I'm sure all brothers have heard about it, but for you that may be coming into this thing, and for you that's on the outside looking into this thing, net neutrality is something serious. Because and what it is they're taking away net neutrality, right? Because net neutrality, well, I'll read it right here. It says, and this is Google Dictionary. It says the principle that internet service providers should enable access to all content and applications, regardless of the source, without favoring or blocking particular products or websites. Basically saying everything that goes across the internet has an equal opportunity, so to speak, to go across the internet, no matter how large or how small it is. Something as small as a text message versus something as big as a YouTube video. They have to be sent under the same guidelines. Now, when they do away with net neutrality, which the FCC is in charge of doing, they just rewrote it up to where they can do away with it, where they can these internet service providers, which went from tens of different providers before, from the 90s all the way up into the early 2000s, all the way up until now, that there's only a handful of them. So now that there's only a handful of these providers, they can now monopolize the industry of internet, right? And what they're going to do to monopolize it, since there's only a handful of them now, is they're going to begin to charge people for these. So you have to pay to get internet access. You have to pay for videos to be sent across, to watch Hulu and Netflix and whatever else, and YouTube and whatever else. And it slows down certain types of other videos. That's what this is about. Which for us, the prophets, we can easily see, because we're flooding the internet right now. We can easily see that this is the time that they're going to try to take us off, because no one's going to just freely roam the internet no more and run into a truth video, a Great Millstone video, or whatever, learn about Yahweh Shem Shai over the internet. They're already messing with the numbers, messing with the likes. They're already doing that on YouTube now. So we already know that nobody's going to spend their hard-earned money, in this terrible economy, their hard-earned money to just surf the internet freely. They're going to go to the internet for particular things that they want once this kicks in, because they got to pay for it. It's on their dollar. Only the super rich will be able to just surf the internet freely like that. Which, when our people, the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites, who salvation is for, you don't have the resources of money to just search the internet until you find the truth. You can't just be on there hours and hours like it is now. You won't be able to do that. Right? Let me see if they have anything else on here. Atijah Pai says net neutrality was the top threat to broadband deployment. Yeah, because you can't monopolize it and make money on it. And that's the guy right there. Ajit Pai, or whatever his name is. Something like that. Why aren't net neutrality advocates proclaiming Obama's shield for Netflix? Anyway, whatever with that. See if there's anything good. I don't see nothing. Let's go to news. Yeah, that's let's click on that right quick and see what we got. But they're talking April 23rd is when this will kick in. This was today. It says Ajit Pai says net neutrality was top threat to broadband deployment. Come on. It says, like, even me searching and reading about this article right now, I would have to pay on some level for this. To when I upload this to YouTube, I have to pay to upload and pay for you. You'll have to pay to watch it. Federal Commission's Communication, FCC Chairman Ajit Pai arrives for this confirmation hearing with the Senate Commerce Committee on July 19, 2017 in Washington, D.C. It says net neutrality is the number one reason many rural Americans still lack broadband access. At least that's what Federal Communications Chairman Ajit Pai says. Now, what's really going on is they're not building those cell towers in those rural areas. That's what it is. So they don't have the same coverage, and the bigger cities get the priority because there's more people in those cities pulling the internet feeds that way. Well, whose fault is that? That's not the consumer's fault, especially if you live, not the person in the rural area's fault either. If they want to provide internet to those people in the rural areas without making them move to the city, they have to provide those cell towers over there, which I'm sure the rural areas probably don't want, even if they do look like trees. We're making the cell towers green and brown like trees. It says in a speech to the American Cable Association, the ACA, today, Pai said that closing the digital divide is the FCC's top policy priority, and that nothing impeded that goal more than net neutrality rules, which is true, because they can't control the internet properly if everything has a fair chance to go through. Now this will put restrictions to where they can slow stuff down. They can monitor how much and when it's going where, and eventually to watch a Great Millstone video will cost you an arm and a leg. So you can go ahead and read this information if you want, but they're talking about next month, by the end of next month, shutting this thing down, which through the Spirit we know goes right with this scripture. This is come on, Amos 8:11. I'm gonna close out. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the word of the Lord Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it." And that's what's going to happen. In the day that the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. And what's that thirst? The thirst for wisdom, thirst for knowledge, thirst for answers. That's what's going to happen. There's a lot of things are going to happen in the earth, and you're going to be like, "Oh, I remember somebody talking. Who was that? Oh, those guys at Great Millstone were talking about that, or these guys on the corner was talking about that." And the information is not going to be there. We're not going to be able to go back and search and look up Esau's history, the so-called white man's history, to prove that he's been the tyrant in the earth the whole time. Well, guess there it is right there. So time's up. So this net neutrality thing is big, man. This could change. This could create the whole famine of the word, where you got to pay to get this information. If not, you don't get the wisdom of the Lord, and we're going to need it in these last days. This was, like it says in Isaiah the 33rd chapter. It says, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times." Well, if you can't get that wisdom and knowledge, which is transferred over the unicorn in the scriptures, the internet, then or you got to pay a heavy tab to get it. It's going to be difficult to get. It said, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation." You're going to need this information to get your salvation. The fear of the Lord is their treasure. Yeah. You fear the Lord, so you search and you study and show thyself approved. So anyway, with that, I'm going to close out, giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, double honor to the elder apostles at Great Millstone, double greetings, citations, and blessings to the elect. Hey, we almost out of here. It's getting close. The course that we have to teach is almost done. We're fishers. The hunting phase is coming up. Hey, buckle up, get ready, Akim. Shalom.